What's up, guys? We have another Will Levis performance, and yet again, I don't think he's really getting the credit he deserves, and I think he's getting a little bit of the blame from people that don't want to watch admittedly bad football. Levis got sacked 6 times during competitive football, and I think it was 9 times overall. Doesn't matter. I stopped grading the last drive or two just because the game was out of hand. There was nothing he could do. Everybody had kind of given up. Of the 6 sacks, I thought Levis was only at fault for 2, and Levis was accurate on almost 77% of his aimed passes. Those are both really good, and yet the Titans only managed to score 17 points. His stats were not very great, but he did avoid all the turnovers, so he's growing. I think there's still a ton of reason to be excited about Will Levis. I don't think he's going to be some elite Hall of Fame, Pro Bowl, All-Pro quarterback, but I think he's good. And I think that if you put him in a better situation, and he's currently in a really bad situation, I think he would be a very productive quarterback. So, without further ado, let's just get right to it. The film. Let's get it popping. Lots of quick game, but I mean, this is not easy, right? Like, this is a weird triple option play where Levis immediately has to make a throw while being hit. It's not always the offensive line's fault that this guy is getting clobbered almost every snap. The play design doesn't help either, but alas, routine throw plus pocket movement, good job. We'll play action screen, routine, that's fine. That's just a really bad throw. I don't know if Levis thought that. There's absolutely no excusing that. I was going to say, I don't know if he thought that Ridley was going to curl to the other side, but that wouldn't make any sense. He just missed. It happens, but it shouldn't happen much. This is the good stuff. This is what Will Levis should be doing all the time. Now, keep in mind, they have 2 extra blockers in because they can't protect long enough for these kinds of downfield shots. But when Will Levis is kept clean, he delivers gorgeous deep balls and breaks games. Elite throw. I want way more of that. And God forbid the Titans ever get a couple of offensive linemen who deserve to start on an NFL roster. I think he can really tear some games open by doing things just like that. Here, this play looks kind of bad at first blush, right? It looks like maybe he left the pocket a little early, although Dayon Henley, who I love, by the way, number 0 linebacker, he is blowing right through the offensive line. Nobody is touching him. Pollard blew the block. So while it looks like maybe Levis got out too early and therefore couldn't hit Tyler Boyd on that deep post that's wide open in the middle of your screen on the left, I understand, and I don't think he's wrong necessarily. Like, he just anticipated pressure quicker than I would have liked. And then here, get that ball out. I know that you're not going to get the first down, but it's second down. 3rd and 3, not so bad. Throw that ball. Instead, he tries to run. That's a bad decision. I give him a plus pocket movement for bailing out of the pocket appropriately, but it's a negative run because he should have thrown that ball. Like, it would have been a very easy completion to gain an extra 4 yards. This is bad. You can see on the tight copy, it's just a little late to the extent it's not late. I mean, like, he's pretty early, but you got to be a little quicker or you have to just not throw that ball. It's a bad throw. Not because it was inaccurate. It was very accurate. It was just the mental side. And I will give Will Levis's detractors this. His accuracy is great. His brain, not as much. The brain is what you have to factor for. Here, about to get hit, doesn't mind. Nobody open, really. I mean, he could check it down. It's first down. But he thinks he sees something. It's kind of pass interference. It's kind of not catchable. I'm going to grade it bad. You know, like, if this was a speed out, it's kind of deep to be a speed out. It's way too deep to be a speed out. But if it was a rounded out, I could understand this being an accurate ball. But it's not. It's just too high and too far outside. It's a bad ball. Not quite a deep attempt. It was more of a drive throw than a deep shot. But Makes no real difference. It was a bad throw. That's a great throw. Let's show the tight copy on this one. Yeah, I remembered to bring the tight copy for this one. Quick. Gets through his read quickly, right? Doesn't hold on to the ball longer than he needs to. 1, 2, dime. Great throw, perfect placement, excellent drive. That is the Will Levis I love to see. If he could be that all the time, he'd be a special quarterback. Obviously, that's not ever going to happen. I think and always thought, by the way, Will Levis can be a good starting quarterback. He just needs to be used right and have like a little time. Here, I kind of want to see that curl at the 20-yard line. But I understand throwing the check down on first down. The curl would have been optimal. I don't punish people for making okay plays when they could have made better plays. It's a routine throw. It's a small missed opportunity. So I believe that this is supposed to be designed as a curl here, and then the running back kind of comes up here. And there's supposed to be a pitch, and then it would necessarily be a touchdown, just because there's nobody nearby. Run the film with that in mind. Let me know what you think. Right? It kind of looks like 81 is setting up a block because there was an intended pitch to Pollard, and it was supposed to be a hook and ladder. Really cool design, just didn't get executed. Nonetheless, a solid throw. All right, here's a sack. Let's decide who's to blame. Simple smash. Where's he going with that ball? So I'm going to illustrate the play, right? You've got a corner and an in, and then on the other side you've got the same thing, right? Corner, in. This is smash. This is a staple. Now he's got cover 2 pre-snap, and he's got cover 2 post-snap. What does that mean? Here's where the defenders are going to be. And it's going to be the same basically all the way across with this linebacker in the middle, and then boom. So where do you throw a football that's not covered by a blue circle? Literally everybody is circled. There is nobody open. There is nobody open at all. This is a perfect example of a play where you need to just, get the ball out to your running back or run, right? Top of the drop. Obviously, nobody's open yet again. Like, you could try to fit that ball on the smash, but it's going to get picked off. And if you throw the corner, it's going to get batted away at the least. The only real thing you can do is throw to the running back, but by the time the running back actually gets out of the block field, so the running back kind of sets up like he's going to chip on 45, and by the time he actually clears the pocket, Levis is being hit. Nothing ever came open. There was nothing he ever could have done. That is a no-fault sack. The best thing he could have done on that play is throw the ball away. And that's not really very viable either, right? He didn't even have time to get out of the pocket. Routine throw. Give Will Levis some time, man. He's so accurate deep downfield. Like, this is not a very good opening, right? The best thing they can accomplish is a button hook 15 yards downfield, which is insanely hard to throw, requires perfect timing, and it's not separation. It's not easy. It takes trust and anticipation. Like, this is what Will Levis is seeing. Play action, looks up. Here's Ridley. Just got to get the ball out before he even makes the break. It's got to be perfect, and it was. And good job, Will Levis. That's a solid throw, but it's not easy offense. Right here, he's got a man, and he makes a bad run. This is stupid. So, watching this play live, you look at it, and you're like, okay, it's a rollout. He's probably going to get rid of the ball right here, right? Like, there's either somebody open, or he's just going to dirt it. Right? Right? It's the Anakin and Padme meme. How do you take this hit? You can't take this hit. And it's made worse because there's a wide open receiver. How do you not? I guess you don't hit him the same way I can't circle him properly, but how do you not hit that guy? Yeah, you got to avoid 29, right? Loft the ball over to here. Give him lots of time and space to get there, but that's open. And now it's not open at this point, and at this point you should be throwing the ball away because everybody's covered. But it's too late. This was a first down play, and Levis squandered it. It's a negative run. Negative run, negative sack. It doesn't matter how you want to count it. It's really just what you think he was intending to do. I think it's probably a negative sack, honestly. But whatever. Routine throw, good screen, well-designed, like it. You see how many people the Titans have on the offensive line? They finally took my suggestions to heart. Now they have 8 men offensive lines, which means that there's one receiver, one running back, and then an offensive line. And sure, the offensive line is built out of tight ends, largely, but look at this. You got a 3-man passing pattern, just so you can have enough time to execute play action. Routine throw, nice design, but the roster talent's just not there. It's ineptitude. That's a bad fade. And it's one of those things. Like, I hate the fade. I think it's a bad play call always, unless you have like a 7-foot receiver on a 5'8" defensive back. It's always a bad play call. You got to throw perfect to even give them a chance, and even if they have a chance, it's like a 30% chance. It's a bad idea. Really uncreative, really poor. That is a really solid throw. Look at the anticipation and the placement. Perfect velocity, perfect placement, excellent anticipation. It's the only place he could have gone with the ball. Everything else was covered. He reads the zone perfectly, and he sees the linebacker stop, and he puts it right over his head, right behind him. It's perfect. That is awesome. Great job, Will Levis. Overall, through this game, Levis was actually excellent, aside from his pocket management, right? So here's another sack. Let's break down whose fault it is. Top of your drop right here. Who's open? The post is open. The check down's open. Levis takes that crow hop, and he never gets the ball out. Right? So this looks messy. It looks confusing. I'll diagram it and make it all very simple and plain. This ball should end up going to the post, run by the tight end. Whoops, wrong one. It's hard. They got a lot of receivers on the line here. That tight end is going to sneak out here for a little flat route, dump off, check down type of thing. And then this receiver is going to clear out with a nice fade. Not that it matters because it's effectively a half-field read, but you got to clear out on the other side too, and a nice little block by a running back. Maybe he chips out later. It doesn't really matter. Now, this is a very nice disguise. This is an excellent play call by Jesse Minter, the defensive coordinator for the Chargers. He's doing an excellent job this year. It looks pre-snap like basic cover 2, right? You're just going to have... So it looks like it's just going to be cover 2, right? Should be really easy, but it's not. Instead, what's actually going to happen is you got a blitz, and it's going to shift to cover 3 effectively. So this slot corner is blitzing, which means that this corner is basically dropping into third. This corner is basically dropping into third. This safety will drop into center field, and then this safety will come down here to replace the slot corner. And then you'll just have like this. So you've got 6 zones to pick apart. Number 1 rule of thumb when handling the blitz, identify the blitz, that pink arrow, and just throw the ball where he came from or where you expected him to cover. Because wherever he's coming from is now going to be empty, and somebody is going to have to vacate where they're supposed to be to get over there. It's going to take him a while. So Levis should be seeing this and thinking immediately, ooh, I want to hit my screen or I want to hit my post. This has become a disgusting mess. Let's make it pretty. And let's run the film. Bang, top of the drop, and there's that post from the slot coming wide open. A nice 20-yard pass right there. Could have been huge. And if you're too cowardly for that, you still have the screen to the tight end. Levis takes a sack instead. Was the protection good? Hell no. Not at all. But the answer was there and he didn't take it. That's a bad sack to me. So, try to get back with a screen. Don't quite get it back. Come back with a deep shot and, oh, just a little more time. Now keep in mind, a lot of you are going to say, well, 85's wide open at the 45. Yeah, that's great. You like punting from midfield? I sure do too. Wait, no, I don't. The only real option here is your deep, 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 deep corner. Ball needs to get right out there, so you can target this guy here. That is going to be roughly 35 plus 30, 65 minus 100. We're looking at about a 35 to 40 yard downfield throw. And that's not even accounting for the fact that you want to put this ball on the sideline and you're at the far hash. That's a very, very difficult throw. And even Will Levis, with his cannon arm, is going to need a second to step into that throw. Right? He does a good job of moving the pocket already to avoid a sack and extend the play. That's a plus pocket movement. And right here, if the left side, because it's not just the left tackle, right? It's the tight end plus the running back. Because the left tackle gets kicked inside, and this is something they still keep doing with J.C. Latham. Here they're not double teaming using him, but they are shifting his responsibility inside to block a defensive tackle. Meanwhile, Skaronski has nothing to do, and you've got a running back and a tight end on a great defensive end. It's just dumb. They don't beat Joey Bosa, shocker. And right here is when he needs to start letting the ball go. But again, it's going to take a while. It's a wind-up throw. It's a hard throw to hit. And he doesn't get the time. It's a no-fault sack. The opportunity was there. The blocking was not. The exact same play with the exact same quarterback and an average offensive line or just slightly better designed responsibilities is a huge gain. But it's not. All right, next drive. First drop back. Nice run on second down, first down. That's a positive run. Here, Levis takes a sack. This one's on Levis. Right? Here's the top of his drop. There are people open. You need to take them. It's first down. You know, a 4-yard gain is a good thing. Instead, he takes a sack. Bad play. So the pocket management is dicey. That's a really poorly designed screen routine throw, though. The pocket management has been dicey, but it hasn't been entirely Levis's fault. It's been mostly the offensive line or the design's fault, but he's not helping. And that's fine. Good quarterbacks don't have to help their offensive line too much. They just can't be inept in the pocket. And Levis is on that border between fine and actually a problem. Here, again, he's winding up because he has to make an insane throw, right? Like if you look at Calvin Ridley on this fade, it's a very long developing play, which is dumb. But Ridley doesn't even begin to straighten out his fade until Levis is already being hit. This is a no-fault sack. It's a fault fumble, I guess. Yeah, don't fumble. But there was literally nothing for Levis to do on that play other than teleport away from defenders. Routine throw. Routine throw. And the game is basically done. This is a deep ball that Levis would like to have back. Right? It's a tight throw, but it is open just enough. You put that 3 yards shorter and you got a touchdown. But he misses. 1 for 2 deep now. Not to be discouraged, that's a really good throw. Solid throw. Like, the accuracy's sick. Yeah, he's 50% on deep balls. That's actually really good. It's a low sample, but it's really good. Routine throw. Very good run. Gorgeous. Right? And this is going to be it. We're already in garbage time, and I'm not grading these plays, but that's a perfect deep ball, right? He lets the ball go from the 20, it lands 28 yards downfield. Really awesome throw. Doesn't get graded because the game was already over, but Levis's accuracy was really great. Sure, he's a quarterback that you need protection for, but so are most guys. I think Will Levis played fine in this game. Arguably good, right on that cusp, a C plus, B minus. I think that Brian Callahan's improving. He's figuring out ways to keep the quarterback a little bit more protected even with his ramshackle offensive line. But it's certainly a work in progress. I certainly haven't been impressed by Brian Callahan, and the offensive line is a disaster. Now, it's encouraging to me that the Titans haven't given up on Will Levis yet at all whatsoever. Uh, it tells me that A, they seem to know what their roster's deficiencies are, namely the offensive line. But B, it also indicates to me that they are evaluating him properly and therefore know what his strengths and weaknesses are, know how he's playing, know that there is an answer here. Um, Obviously, that's a week to week prospect. They could start him all through the rest of the season, say the most glorious, glowing things about him, and then draft a quarterback top five. You know, it's happened. Look at Josh Rosen with the Cardinals. These things happen. But I certainly would not be down on Will Levis yet myself. I think that I expected him to have a great season statistically because I expected Brian Callahan to be a really good coach. And he simply hasn't been that. Pardon me while I pull up the charts. Uh, he simply hasn't been that yet, in my opinion. Additionally, I thought that Bill Callahan would be able to fix the offensive line just by coaching them better and putting them in positions to succeed. And, you know, J.C. Latham's gotten better over the course of the year, as you would expect a rookie to, and he's a solid tackle. Skoronski's been okay. Cushenberry's been okay. The entire right side has been honestly like sad to watch. Like to be that big of a man and lack any ability to pass block is a waste. You know, it's not worth the damage that being that heavy is going to do to your joints. But I digress. I haven't really soured on Will Levis as a player yet. I have certainly soured on the Titans as an organization. I think Rand Carthon's doing the right things. He just needs time to build that offensive line. But all in all, it could be a lot better, and it needs to be a lot better. Against the Chargers, Will Levis was 2 of 3 on deep balls. I only graded the competitive football, so that last drive doesn't make the charts. Elite throw, 3 solid throws, a great throw, 9 routine throws, 4 bad throws. Of the 6 sacks that I graded, 2 were his fault, 4 were not his fault. He also had a negative run, but he made up for it with a really positive run. Navigated the pocket okay. 8+ pocket movements, not great. And he did have the fumble. You can't fumble. Yeah, I gave it a C+. I could have seen a B-, but I don't think that's right. On the season, still playing solid starting quarterback football, but you'd like to see growth. You'd like to see better accuracy on the deep balls. You'd like to see the Titans score like 25, 30 points one time. But he's in a bad situation. And he's not a transcendent type of starter who's going to carry a bad team. He's a good starter who's going to make a good team continue to be good. But what do you guys think? Am I overrating the importance of his downfield accuracy? Am I too easy on him for just not being very good at avoiding sacks? What do you think? What are your priorities? Hit me in the comments, and I'm sure that I will get a ton of hate from Jaden Daniels fans. So, help me out, Titans fans. Say something nice. All right. That's going to be my last video of the week, I think. We'll record the podcast tonight, and tomorrow we'll watch some football. So, until then, pasta.